it's kind of been up and down, you know.
So why did you make
But I
another
still,
baby? Why you make a baby with this woman if you didn't want one?
well, I mean, it just happened like that.
It didn't just
And you know, I
happen.
don't. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? It's good to speak with you again.
All right, you too, David. Thanks for calling.
Um, to get to the point, I called about maybe a year and a half ago.
Speak up for me, David.
Yeah, to get to the point, I called you about a year and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
About I went through a divorce. I had 3 kids, you know, in my marriage. 17-year marriage. It was like a you know, Bible thumper church that I grew up in. Actually, my mom still, you know.
David, can you hold for me?
Yeah, sure.
Are you on a speakerphone or something?
No, no, I'm
Okay.
on regular phone.
All right, hold on. Let me take a short break. David, thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Hey, Jesse. How you
Okay.
doing? Yeah, like I said, I appreciate the work that you're doing, man. We need a lot more people, you know, that think like you. Um, I think you're a wise man. But yeah, what I was getting to, I called about a year and a half ago. So this is kind of like a follow up, and I'm still kind of in the same situation, probably worse. You're gonna say. um, yeah, I went through a divorce. You know, everything's fine with my kids. My kids are fine. Like I said, my son, he's 20. I have another son, he's turning 18. I have another son, 11. He's going on 12. And then I was living, you know, I'm living with a girlfriend that I've been living with for about 3 years now.
You moved in
And we
with
just
her,
had a baby. Yeah. No. She moved in with me.
and then you say you made a baby with her?
Yeah, she ended up, you know, getting pregnant. You know, I didn't want to have any more kids. But you know, you know, since I already had the 3, but you know, I'm not super religious person. I mean, I believe in God. I think that, you know, I used to be a religious person, you know, up until I was about 30 years old. You know, because I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and then I kind of got out and started living life, you know, my own way, you know, on my own terms, and it's kind of been up and down, you know.
So why did you make
But I
another
still,
baby with? Why you make a baby with this woman if you didn't want one?
well, I mean, it just happened like that.
It didn't just
And you know, I
happen.
don't. Well, not just happen.
You
I
walking
mean, you
down the
know.
road, walking through the living room, and she just got pregnant.
No, no.
Why did you make a baby knowing you didn't want one?
Good question. Good question. Great question. I don't know. It just that's how it. You know, that's how it happened. You know, and when she
But
told me she was
why?
pregnant,
Why did you do it knowing you didn't want one?
um, I mean, it wasn't something that I planned.
Well,
It,
so
it,
why did you do it knowing that you didn't want one?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't want her to get an abortion.
Why did you get her pregnant knowing that you didn't want a baby?
Um, you know, I haven't even really thought about that question. That's a good question. I don't know.
Why haven't you
I
thought
guess
about that?
I don't know. I really haven't thought about it till now.
And did she know that you didn't want to make another baby?
No, she didn't know that. We didn't speak about it. We
Why
didn't speak
didn't you
about.
tell her that then? Why didn't you tell her? All
No,
right,
I didn't tell her that.
I may,
I didn't.
I'm, s-
I didn't tell her that I didn't want another baby. That was something that I kept, you know, to myself. I
right.
didn't want to have another.
I'm trying to figure out why didn't you tell her? Okay, I'll let you live with me, but I'm not making a baby. Why didn't you tell her that?
It's not a conversation that we had. We didn't have that conversation.
Why not?
Um, Ah, just I don't know, Jesse's like you say, man. I'm in a fallen state, but you know, I don't know.
And so now she's
I guess
pregnant, or did she have the baby?
no, she had the baby.
She had the baby.
She had the baby. The baby's a year and a half old.
And so what's going on?
Um,
What's your question for me?
nah, we're still living together, and now she's now since the baby's here, she's talking about marriage. She said she wants us. She's always telling me oh we should do the right thing and get married and all that and now are you ready for this one because it gets worse. Now I just found out she's pregnant again
For who?
from me.
What the?
She went on vacation. Yeah, she was. We were supposed to go on vacation last week, and I had a back injury, and I had to cancel my flight. But she went out, and she started feeling sick over there. So I told her, I was like, hey, maybe you should get a pregnancy test, and came out she's pregnant again.
What a mess.
Yeah, it is. And it's like now I don't know. That's what I'm calling you for. That's what I'm calling you for. I don't know. I don't know where I should go now. Like, should I settle down? Should I get married again, or should I not?
Well, I'm not telling you to leave or stay, but I am telling you not to marry her because it's not going to work. You're too weak.
Right.
It's not going to work. It's up to you. You see, you're there. You're in that situation. If you stay or go, that's up to you. But that marriage is not going to work.
Right.
I mean, all you're doing is repeating what you did with your wife because you're still getting the answers from the imagination. You're listening to thoughts and emotions. So you're on like a rat in a wheel. One of those what do you call those? Rats in those.
A hamster?
Yeah. You're like a hamster and you're getting the same answers and doing the same thing, just with different people. But the outcome will always be the same because you're consulting with the imagination and feelings. You're not rising above that and getting the right answers that will set you free.
Right.
Number one, and I'm only saying this so you hopefully this will help you. Number one, you had no business letting her move in with you, or however that happened. Number two, you already know you should never make a baby with. You already have children. You didn't want any kids anyway with her. And number three, now she want to get married, and you don't want to get married to her. And if you do, it's not going to work. Nothing in this relationship going to work.
Right. And I know that.
But yet you would let her convince you to marry her.
No, I'm not. And that's the issue. I told her, we had a discussion the other day, and she said she wants to get engaged and this and that. And I told her that I don't want to get married. I told her I don't want to get married again.
Does she know you already been married?
Yeah, she knows.
And she's still amazing. Well, she got her issue, but I would highly recommend you not marry her. It's not going to work.
Right.
It's up to you whether you stay or leave, but you're too weak. Why don't you work on yourself? You've heard me say this over the years. Why won't you work on yourself?
Well, I have been working on myself.
By doing what?
I started. During the pandemic. I started my own business. I've been getting myself healthy. I joined the gym about 2 years back, and I guess I was kind of distracting myself. I stopped smoking pot, which that's one of the things, that when I spoke to you about, I started limiting it, and then now I completely am done with it. I don't drink. I stopped drinking too. But the area of my life that it keeps coming up is in this relationship. Like I don't know. A part of me feels guilty. A part of me feels guilty if I would, if I leave, if I just leave her with especially now that she's pregnant and with a young son. A part of me feels guilty doing that because I was married for so long. I was a family man for so long. Like that's what I always wanted to do. I didn't even want to get divorced in the first place. It's my first wife. She ended up divorcing me, but I didn't want that. I wanted to stay with my family.
But this woman going to divorce you too because you're so weak. So you haven't told me yet why you're not working on yourself. Why don't you work on yourself?
Right.
No, why have you been working on yourself? The little things you name about starting a business, going to the gym and all that, that's not working on yourself. Why aren't you working on you?
But how? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how. Like, what do I have to do to work on myself?
Number one, you got to forgive your mother because the woman is your God, because your mama is your God. Number two, you have to return to your father. Forgive him for not protecting you from your mother. Number three, you need to be still. Do the silent prayer so you could be still and let God, the truth, catch up with you, bring you out of the darkness, and set you on the right path. You can't do it of yourself. Why haven't you been doing those things? There's nothing wrong with starting your business. Congratulations with that. Nothing wrong with going to the gym, but those are physical things. The real you is a spirit that's been turned away from the Father, and that's what needs to be repaired.
Right.
Why have you done those things? You've heard me say them.
I guess I don't know. I've never been. That's why I'm calling you because I've never been confronted. With any kind of these kind of questions. I mean, I sometimes I would like to go to my father, but my father, it's like you said, I'm weak and my dad's weak too. And
that's why you need to forgive him, because as you can't help yourself, he could not help himself. He couldn't deal with your mother just like you can't deal with women. And if you break up with this woman you're with now, all you're going to do is find another female God. The woman is your God until you overcome mama.
But it's so crazy because I don't want that. Like, if it were up to me, like, I'd be by myself. Like, I want to be by myself. And a lot of the times, like, I don't argue. I don't fight or argue with my girlfriend. She likes to, once in a while she likes to bring up the marriage thing, and she gets upset and this and that. And because I went through my divorce, and because I've dealt with certain situations, I walk away. I don't put up with her screaming, and when she wants to start talking about certain situations, I just tell her, hey, you know what? I'm going to my friend. One of my friends, he owns a restaurant. We always go over there. I go eat dinner or do whatever.
But you
and then I come back.
You gotta go and forgive your mother so you can overcome the woman being your God, so that God can be your God and not the woman. And you must forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. He has the same problem you have. He had not overcome his mother, and so the woman is his God.
Right.
Look at the black men. The black men cannot deal with black women at all because they have not overcome their mothers. And every woman they get involved with is mama. And so they can't have her, so they worship mama. They worship the woman. You got the same problem. You got to work on that, man. You're not going to be free until you can overcome the woman, being your God, and let God be your God.
Right.
Because if you break up with this woman, all you're going to do is find another God You'll be with another woman repeating the same thing again.
And that's what I don't want. I don't want.
But that's what will happen because you can't help yourself. You're not in control. And the mind.
That's how you're saying I can get in control. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the mind will make you do the things that you don't want to do. And make you do things you say you would never do. Because it's the mind that's controlling you. You're not in control. And the mind is of your father, the devil.
Right.
It's like black people believe racism exists, and it doesn't. It never has. But because they're living in the darkness of their imagination, they believe a lie, and you can't convince them it's a lie until they're ready to overcome it. They believe white people are superior to them. Not true, but they believe it, and you can't make them see that it's not true until they're ready to overcome it. Likewise, you're not going to see that the woman is your God, and all you're going to do is be like that rap in a trap, repeating the same thing over, just with different people.
Right.
You got to work on you, man. You got to go deal with your mama and your father and do the silent prayer so you can come out of the darkness of your imagination.
Yeah, my mother, that's another story.
I know.
That's another.
You're with your mama right now. That woman is your mama.
Yeah. And that's the thing. My mother, she's not an easy person to talk to.
I know. That's why your father couldn't deal with her. And when your father left, he left your mother. He didn't leave you. He loved you. He just couldn't deal with her. Like you can't.
No, my
like you can't
my
deal.
parents are,
Like you can't deal with the men, the women that you're dealing with.
I mean, my parents are still together. They've been married for a very long time, but you know,
But
growing
he
up
still
as a kid,
abandoned.
like,
He still left because he left your mother to destroy you.
Right.
He might well be gone.
Yeah, I agree, and that's how I feel.
And that's what your kids feel about you. And that's what these kids that you have with this other woman going to feel. You might as well be gone. You're not protecting me from mama. You're not protecting me from evil.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. You're 100% right.
So here, because of time, here's what I recommend.
Yeah.
Go and forgive your mother. Hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You're so evil. I understand now you can help it. And Father, I'm sorry for resenting you because I understand now you can protect me from her. And I'm sorry for resenting you guys. But don't expect them to admit anything or to apologize. You forgive them, and God will forgive you. Don't ask them for forgiveness. You forgive them, and God will forgive you. Then you will see how to deal with this woman you're with in a perfect way. You'll see exactly what to do.
Right. I agree. I'm going to do that. You know, I've been listening to your show for a few years, and you know, ever since I started, believe me, you probably think my life is a mess right now, but it was worse before.
Well, I'm not thinking either way. I just know I'm just pointing you to the way where you can be free.
Yeah.
Let me know how it goes, all right?
Jesse, I know you're real cut on time. Is there any way that I can, you know, off the show, is there any way like that I can get in contact with you?
Right. You can, if you want counseling, call 800 411 2663. 800 411 Bond. Or go to rebuilding. Yeah, or go to rebuildingaman.com and you can request a counseling appointment there too.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, David. Let me know how it goes.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, buddy.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
Can you call me a beta?
Beta. Beta.
All right, man. I love you, man. I love what you're doing.
All right, thank you, man. Let me know how it goes. All right.
All right.
But it's time to work on you,
Yep.
David. Get to know you and see what's going on so you can overcome this mess.
I agree.
All right.
All right, Jesse. Thank you.
Okay.